Hello, my name is Alex Thompson, and this is my Week 4 assignment for Introduction to Python, a programming language. In this assignment, we were asked to compute and find the average of a list of numbers that are from a file. So this is the beginning of the program, and just the comment section. I talk about the variables that I use and just list them here, and then the inputs for the program and the computations that I will be performing. This is the first assignment where we were asked to use functions specifically, and apparently in Python they have to be defined before the main body of the program, so I have them here, and then I have a little short description for each one. Populate list. It uses a counter that is the position of the character of the string that is everything that the person or the user typed, and then it takes the actual string that they did type and then a resulting list, which is actually a list object. So then in here the temp string is just an empty string, but then it gets populated by whatever input the user put in, and then when there's a space it stops and it will add it to the list, and then it will move on to the next one until it has reached the end of that string. Then it will return the list. And then here is one that counts the total of the numbers that are inputted, and it uses a recursive function to figure that out. So basically counter will be counting down, and it starts at however many numbers the user typed in, and then numbers, I think, is the list or array of the numbers, and then total is the added numbers. And then it would add to the total the current number and then return the same function but counting down and since counter in here is becoming less, that means that this location is also changing, so it would be a different number that it's adding each time until it runs out, and then it would just return the total. And then I have a very simple function for the average, which really didn't even need to be a function because it's that simple, but I decided I would make it a function for whatever reason. And it just takes the total divided by the amount, and it's kind of like the average input but not the average of the numbers. And but to avoid division by 0, if the amount is 0 on this part, instead of trying to divide by 0, I just return 0. And then the average of the numbers, which would be like the median or the center of the data field or whatever, is very simple as well. It shouldn't have even needed a function, but I did anyway. And then I wanted to make like the lowest and the highest. I couldn't remember if there was built-in functions for that purpose, but I went ahead and just made a function that steps through the input list, and then it'll make a temporary number, and then for each element of the list it will check against that temporary number, and whenever the input list is greater than the temporary number, then the new temporary number becomes with the number that was greater than it. And then again, if that number ends up being better or greater than the new temporary number, then it just keeps going until it reaches the end, and then the largest number should be returned. likewise, lowest index, lowest number, so if it's less than, it does the same thing. Alright, then here's like the main body of the program where I just have a lot of print calls and things. And then this is a interesting thing about Python that I learned from a classmate, where you can have strings and then combine them with arithmetic, and you can create like 30 spaces this way instead of like just having the punctuation marks and then back here punctuation marks or whatnot. And then I have repeat true, so like it'll at least run once. I initialize these different variables, and then I have more print statement. And then here is the user input, and it's pretty simple. If the user doesn't hit anything, it stops adding to the numbers string. Otherwise, it adds the user input plus a space to the number string. Then it will write that string to a file, then we'll read that from a file and set it to string. And here I reset the string to nothing, so that I make sure that it's not like I'm not doing anything and just, yeah. Then here's where I run some functions, and I populate the list using the string, starting with the 0 character location, and the resulting list is the one I'm assigning it to, and then string. And then this is a built-in one that I found extremely useful for organizing a list from smallest number to largest number. It's just sort. I love that. And then some more file outputs. And then this, I imagine I probably should have went ahead and put it in a function as well, but what this does is it's a counter to step through the list of the numbers, and then it prints out only 5 on a line. When it reaches the 5th one, it will start a new line, and when it reaches the end, it won't put a comma. And then here's all the output statements. The total, I just looked at the function and called it here. And then same thing with like the average, and then I formatted it, and the average for the inputs used, and the highest and lowest. Then I asked if the player or the user wants to repeat the program, and if they don't, it does this, and if they do, it will just repeat. So I will go ahead and run this program now. I'm not sure what just happened. And now I'm going to start the program. So it shows that the numbers were stored in mynumbers.txt. These are the numbers entered from lowest to highest, organized by 5 per line. This is the total added together, the average input used, the median or the middle of the different numbers, the highest, the lowest. I would not like to repeat the program. Alright, thank you for watching. I'm unfortunately out of time, and I hope that this video was interesting to you.